the parable of the talents. The gospel that we heard is known as the parable of the talents. Sometimes it is called the parable of the 3 servants. And there are other biblical scholars who call it the parable of the silver pieces. Today, my dear brothers and sisters, is the last ordinary Sunday in our liturgical season. Today is the penultimate Sunday of the liturgical year. Next week, next Sunday, the Church will celebrate the solemnity of Christ the King of the universe. After Christ the King, we will begin the 4-week Advent season. And after Advent, we will celebrate the Christmas season. Time flies. What do these things tell us? What is one message that the Lord wants to tell us today? The Lord wants to tell us that Christ is the first and the last. Christ is the beginning and the end. Christ is the Alpha and the Omega. As the last Sunday before a new liturgical year begins, the Church reminds us not only about the end of a liturgical season, but about the end of all things, our life included. As the book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament says, vanity of vanities, everything is vanity, everything passes away except God. Yes, my dear brothers and sisters, God alone is everlasting. You and I are mortals. We are all finite. The end of life, the end of all things. This is the theme in our liturgy today. We focus our attention on what is called in theology as the eschaton. What do you mean by the eschaton? It's a foreign sounding word. The eschaton refers to the last things. The eschaton refers to the last realities. What are the last realities? Death, afterlife, judgment, parousia or the day of the Lord, and finally reward and punishment. My dear friends, as St. Paul says in the Gospel in the second reading today, death may come like a thief in the night. The Gospel today pinpoints to us the ultimate purpose of our life. The Gospel wants to remind us that God has given us so much. There is nothing that I have. There is nothing that you have that we did not receive from God. The Lord has blessed us with numerous gifts. Our life, our faith, our family, our friends, our health, our education, our work, our vocation, our potentials, our time, our youth, and even our senior years. And for these gifts, we will be answerable to God. My dear brothers and sisters, whether we admit it or not, we still receive today grace upon grace, favor upon favor, in spite of the seemingly endless and tragic events that happened to us and to the world in the year 2020. Some people call 2020 annus horribilis, meaning to say it is a horrible year. That is why let us look forward to a much better 2021, and let us hope and pray that it will be a different year. It will be a brighter year. It will not be another annus horribilis or horrible year, but it will be annus mirabilis or wonderful year. The Lord has blessed each one of us with so much, with talents, our life again, our health, our natural intelligence, our physical and spiritual capabilities, and our countless opportunities. These are our talents. They are our silver pieces. How well do we use these talents? Or are we wasting our silver pieces? Aside from this, we are also reminded that there are talents of the heart. What are some talents of the heart? Do we use them? Do we practice them? Some talents of the heart are charity or kindness, mercy or compassion, gentleness, serenity, calmness, forgiveness, gratitude, joy, and many more. Do we also cultivate the talents of the heart? My dear brothers and sisters, the parable contains words of advice for the interim period between the resurrection of Christ and His final return. Jesus urges the responsible use of the goods the Master has entrusted to each individual. Someday, God will call us to give an accounting of our silver pieces. At the end of our life, we hope to hear the same words the Master in the parable said to the wise and faithful servant. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You were faithful in small matters. Come and share your Master's joy. Let us examine our conscience. Are we making good use of our talents? Are we like the servant who made them bear fruits? Or are we like the servant who buried them? My dear brothers and sisters, life is short. Let us give the best of our life to God. Amen.